Welcome class 4. Today in English literature we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 4, What Time Is It? The title of the lesson explains that we are going to learn today something about time through an interesting story. So first of all students, tell me, where do we see the time? In the clock or a watch, right? So first, let's see different types of clocks. In your textbook, in activity number 1, 3 pictures of different types of clocks are given and you have to describe each of them. Let's see the first picture. It is of a wall clock. So, how will you describe a wall clock? This is a wall clock. It is round. It has an hour hand, a minute hand, and a second hand. The next one is a pendulum clock. The word pendulum means something hanging or swinging freely from a fixed point. This is a pendulum clock. It is big and long. It has an hour hand, a minute hand, and a second hand. It has a big pendulum in it. The pendulum swings from left to right. And this is a wristwatch. It is small and round. It has an hour hand, a minute hand, and a second hand. It is worn on the wrist. Now there are some questions given in your textbook which we need to discuss. So let's read them one by one. Question 1. How many hands does a watch usually have? Name them. The answer is a watch usually has 2 hands, hour hand and minute hand. Question 2. What kind of clocks and watches do you have at home? Answer you can write is, I have wall clocks, alarm clocks and wrist watches at home. Question 3. Do you have a wall clock in your classroom? You can write the answer in 2 ways. Yes, we have a wall clock in our classroom. Or, no, we do not have a wall clock in our classroom. Children, now this is a very different story. We are going to start a story of Rip Van Winkle. In this story, there is one man whose name is Rip Van Winkle and he has a dog whose name is Wolf. Let's read the story. Rip Van Winkle was a lazy man. He would often go off into the forest with his dog Wolf to hunt for rabbits and squirrels. He would go round and hunt small animals. That means Rip Van Winkle did not like to do any work. So, whole day he used to hunt small animals. One day, Rip helped a strange old man carry a barrel to a clearing where several others were playing a game. Here clearing means a land with few or no trees. Rip had some of the pink water from the barrel along with his companions. Companions means friends. Soon he fell asleep. That means one day Rip helped an old man to carry a big drum filled with some liquid to the mountains. Then he drank some pink-colored water from it and he fell asleep. Now when he awoke, he was alone. Rip looked for his gun. To his surprise, it was covered in rust. Feeling confused and hungry, Rip headed for his village. That means when he woke up from his sleep, he was surprised to see that his gun was rusted, like shown in the picture. That means his gun had become very old and useless. His dog had disappeared. He had also grown a long beard. He was very hungry and confused, means he was puzzled. He was not understanding what had happened. So to find out, he went to his village. But children, can you imagine what must have happened to him? When he reached there, people gathered around him, staring at his tattered clothes and long grey beard. Yes, everybody started making fun of his torn and tattered clothes. He had also grown a long grey beard. Here grey means white hair. That means he had become very old. Then Rip saw a young woman who looked like his wife. He asked her who she was. She told him her name and said her father had left the house 20 years ago with his dog and had never been seen again. That means he met one young girl who was exactly looking like his wife, and she told him that his father had left them 20 years ago and he never returned. After hearing this, Rip came to know everything. "I am your father," cried Rip joyfully, means happily, and told them all how he had been asleep for the last 20 years. That means Rip Van Winkle slept for 20 years and he did not even realize it. After waking up, he saw that everything had actually changed. Due to his laziness, Rip Van Winkle lost 20 long years of life that he will never get back. This is the end of the story. So, children, from this story, we understand that if you are lazy, you will not get your time back. And everything changes during the time. And if we cannot catch the change, we will be forgotten. So, my dear children, therefore we say, time is money. Therefore, always value your time. Now let's read some of the new words from the story. Number 1, often. 2, strange. 3, barrel. 4, several. 5, companions. 6, rust. 7, gathered. 8, staring. 9, tattered. 10, joyfully. Write these new words in your notebook and learn their spellings. Now, let's read the meanings. Number 1, lazy. One who does not like to do any work. 2, often means many times. 3, hunt means kill. 4, strange means odd looking. 5, barrel means a big drum to fill any liquid. 6, shut means close. 7, several means many. 8, companion means friend. 9, confused means puzzled. 10, clearing means land with few or no trees. 11, to head for means to go to. 12, to stare at means to look at. 13, tattered means torn. 14. Joyfully means happily. Now let's understand how to make sentences. Number 1. Often. I often go to the temple with my grandmother. Number 2. Shut. Mother told me to shut the door. 3. Several. I have several story books. 4. Companion. A dog is a faithful companion. 5. Confused. I am confused. 6. Joyfully. We joyfully went to the picnic. Now here is one exercise given in your textbook. You have to fill in the details in both the columns. First, write the characters of the story, and in the next column, write what they did. Read this on your own and write it in your notebook. Now there is one more homework for you. Imagine you are Rip Van Winkle and write your story. Children, try to write this on your own. This will help you to understand how to frame sentences. This brings us to the end of our session 1. In the next session, we will learn how to watch time. Till then, keep learning. Thank you.